What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. It's Flash, back with some more charts and another video. It's Monday, April 29, 11:20 a.m. Eastern. Drop me a like if my sound is better, if it's louder. I know my mic, it's been giving me a little bit of trouble, but I think I've found a fix. So let me know if this is loud enough for you guys by dropping me a like or dropping me a comment if you like this content, if you like this analysis. I'm looking to continue doing it, especially on green days in the uranium space. Going to go through just some higher level charts similar as I did to last Friday where we had some increased momentum. Looks like we're following through so far this week, which is awesome, awesome, awesome to see. So I'm going to go through URA versus the S&P versus gold, and then I'll go through a couple of the tickers that I think are looking especially good today. Again, we're going to try to keep it on the weekly time frame. You know, we may drop down to the daily if we want to see a little bit more detail, but you guys know I like the bigger picture. I like zooming out. I like having confidence of where we're at. And so really the weekly, the monthly, bigger time frames give me a lot more confidence, right? So just looking at URA out of the gate. Had a nice green week last week and looks like we're continuing so far. Looks like we may have gapped up if we zoom in on the daily. But man, you just love to see this momentum. You love to see it because if we look at the Heikin Ashi, I mean, this is just, looks like we're just forming another higher low. We're continuing our march upwards. So I really like to see this. You know, we'll zoom out onto the monthly time frame. We're coming up right at the end of the month here. It's the 29th. And so if April has 30 days, so we have one more trading day to go. But this candle, you know, looks really good. Looks like we came down and tagged this support level, bounced right back up. You know, kind of an inside candle back compared to February. But we look at this like well-defined support zone. Like all the bottoms of these candles, they're even. You know, they're right at this green horizontal box of support that I have. And we can even go to the Heikin Ashi, which looks pretty good on the monthly. And even on the line chart, I mean, this thing looks beautiful, honestly. So hopefully we're going to continue our march upwards. Hopefully we've done enough consolidation here, but you know, all looks good, all looks healthy. Nothing to really be afraid of here right now. If we want to look at URA versus the S&P, again, trying to break out of this downtrend line and this sideways horizontal, which looks really good if we want to drop to the monthly. Wow. Just need a little bit more time. And then URA versus gold. I'll go into even the daily on this one. Go to Heikin Ashi so we can really see a clear picture here. Bullish wedge compared to gold, right? So we see how strong gold has been. If URA can start outperforming gold, that is exactly what we want to see in this bull market. So all looks really, really good here. Just kind of buying its time. Another ratio we can look at, which I'll prepare for one of my next videos, is the URA index compared to the actual price of uranium. A lot of interesting charts on that one. Not sure if you guys are familiar with Casper or Uselink on Instagram, on YouTube and X. But he has some really, really good charts, especially URA compared to the price of the actual commodity uranium. So it looks good today, guys. Monday, you know, just the beginning of the week, closing out the month. We want to see this month being closed out strong. CCJ kind of going sideways. Again, you kind of see a little cup and handle here. It's a very mini cup and handle, but can't deny that could be what's forming here. But just going to quickly go through some of these other tickers. Again, we're on the weekly here. Bannerman looks really good. And what I really wanted to focus on, I think we got to drop out to the monthly on these indicators. But like Bannerman versus the S&P, for example, which is this red line. You know, we're right up against resistance at the support, or this horizontal resistance. You know, I think this is an appropriate place for it. We want to punch through this red line. When we look at Bannerman versus gold, again, we're kind of just doing its thing. There's the moving average. It's going up. So in a longer term picture, we're going up versus gold so far, right? So this looks like a big base, kind of a bottom pattern versus gold. That's exactly what we want to see. And then against URA, all looks good here. We could even throw in a little horizontal here as well. We want to break through this horizontal against URA. So it looks really, really good. And that's kind of, you know, we're in the leaders category here. You know, Boss is up 9% today. Can't really see it on the monthly chart, but if we zoom in on the weekly, looks really, really good. You know, we just want to come up and break, I think, $5 or so, and we'll continue the run. Paladin, one of my favorites, as you guys know, clear breakout, and we're just in an uptrend. Looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. I don't have a whole lot to say because the bigger picture, you know, I find myself repeating myself, but it's just a good reminder that, hey, we're doing good things here. We can even look at Encore energy, and we could even throw in a bit of a horizontal here, and we're just trying to bust through that. Looks so good. So a little bit of patience. FSY, classic bull flag underneath a macro resistance. That is exactly what we want to see. We'll zoom out, look at the really bigger picture here. There's so much upside, man. Even if we get back to the highs, I mean, that's a 10 bagger. I think we're going to surpass the highs, honestly. So got to keep on keeping on. UEC, another, you know, kind of a channel bull flag scenario going on here under a macro resistance. We're consolidating again. You love to see it. Next gen, uptrend. Dennison Mines, uptrend after a big breakout of horizontal resistance. Can even look at Dennison Mines compared to the S&P. Breakout and consolidating above support, generally. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. Dennison Mines versus gold. Breakout, consolidation. I think we're going to continue ripping higher. And then Dennison Mines versus URA, upwards channel. I'd love to break out of this upwards channel. It'd be so, so nice. And then ISO. ISO is a little bit more kind of a weird chart here on the monthly, but you know, if we look at momentum as defined by the distance from the 3-year moving average, there's kind of a resistance line forming here. So once we pop above this, I think it's go time for ISO. And then same here with ISO versus the S&P. Could even go like this. Versus gold, clear horizontal breakout line we need to surpass. And then ISO looks like it's bull flagging against URA, which is really, really good too. We want to get above this moving average and pop above to continue the run. So ISO looks great. And then some of the ones in the middle of the pack are starting to kind of wake up as well. Like we'll look at Centrus. You know, finding support on these rails where we want it to. And then if we pop out to the monthly, we can ignore this one for now, but another kind of momentum signal is approaching. I think once we break out of this, it's going to be really good for Centrus, right? Centrus compared to the S&P, it's chugging along. We're kind of in this upwards consolidation. I love the support we're finding right here. Against gold, similar story. Kind of a cup and a handle, both versus gold versus the S&P, and then versus URA, another cup and handle. And so even if we look at this chart, big double bottom right here, rounded bottom, cup, handle, we're forming, and man, we're on top of that, we're also in this accumulation cylinder, it looks like, which can be very, very bullish and powerful. So really looks good for Centrus. Just need to continue the higher high and higher lows. I'll go through a couple of these. Elevate needs to kind of pick it up a little bit. You know, we're broke out. I hope this isn't a fake out, but you know, we can look at some of our indicators here. You know, this could be a bull flag, big bull flag against the S&P, big bull flag against gold, and against URA too. We want to just kind of see this start turning up. I don't know what happened here, but. And then, yeah, Elevate even has this. See, it kind of broke down. You know, I don't know if this is a valid trend line. You know, we could probably extend it out a little bit like this, but it really needs to kind of catch support right here, distance from the moving average. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, Sky Harbor looks really good. Mega Uranium is up 5%. Deep Yellow, I'm considering moving into the leaders category. But man, like this just looks so explosive against URA, against gold. We're knocking on the door. We are knocking on the door with deep yellow. And then, man, look at this momentum. We're approaching a breakout with deep yellow. So this is exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I love the look of deep yellow right here. There's a ton of upside. You know, let's give deep yellow kind of a green star for today. It just looks so, so good. Energy fuels, catching a bid where we want it to catch a bid, right on the support line. Needs some more time. You know, it's not going to go up in a straight line, but this just looks like a massive consolidation. Massive pull, flag, and then hopefully another pull. So what I mean by that is pull, flag, pull, something like that. That's what I'm expecting. Just needs a lot more time. GLO, again, needs some more time. I love Western Uranium. Western Uranium is another one I really have my eye on. This just looks so explosive. And it looks really, really good kind of compared to a lot of the other ones that we're following, like the S&P. Look how explosive this looks versus gold. Well-defined breakout line. And against URA, well-defined breakout line. So this is another one we're kind of going to star because this is approaching very, very bullish territory. Could be aggressive and kind of get in, chip away now at a position if you want. Not financial advice, but really like the way Western Uranium looks. So that's really all I have for today, guys. Just a solid update, you know, solid green day again across the board. I think we can expect a lot more like of these green days in the future going forward. But there are going to be some red days too. So we kind of, you know, take the good with the bad, but just the key takeaway is we are in what I would consider a massive bull market. So we got to have the big picture in mind. And yeah, hope you guys found this helpful. Drop me a like if the sound is good, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.